it's Jenna here from Sit Bite Go, and I'm on a mission to find the best places to eat and the best things to do in Portland, Oregon. Today we're headed to Raven and Rose. They're a British and Irish comfort food joint in downtown Portland. I'm excited to take you inside, and then we're gonna head to the farmer's market to pick up some fresh veggies, and then we're gonna go see behind the scenes how they cook the stuff inside. Ready? Here we go. Hi everyone, I'm here with Chef Matthew from Raven and Rose, and we're going to hear a little bit more about what makes the menu here so special.
Basically, we are a British Isles inspired restaurant where you will see typical items like fish and chips and shepherd's pie, but you'll see also peppered in on our menu some Indian influence, a little bit of colonialism. The British Empire was very huge at one point, so there are things that we can kind of pull from as a result of that. Also, beyond the British Isles inspiration, we're also trying to bring as much fresh and local produce into the building as possible. And that doesn't just stop at like specialty ingredients. We really strive to get everything from potatoes and onions, and staple products that we would use every day to use up on our menu. And in general, as you may have seen us travel up to the farmer's market, we are always trying to look into cultivating deeper relationships with new farmers, maybe rekindling relationships with old farmers. These relationships are very important, very vital to the work that we do, and always just a great celebration of the really great products that are available to us here in Portland at various points in the year.
That's awesome, and I was so surprised to hear just how many farmers are dropping off fresh produce and things all week long.
Absolutely. And as much as we could have everything from farms year-round, we would do it. Sometimes it could kind of be a little bit untenable when we get into some of the deeper parts of the winter. But that being said, we really like this time of year because things are really starting to open up, and that just means a lot of opportunities and fun for us on the menu.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to bring everyone behind the scenes in the kitchen to see how you work your magic back there with all that fresh produce you have. Well, here we go. So we first headed to the farmer's market to pick up all of the fresh produce that was going to be used by the chef and the bartender for that day. Not only do they plan for that day, they make really interesting cocktail shrubs and other interesting components that they'll be using for a couple days and weeks to come. The chef was feeling really inspired by the fresh morels. He was going to make an eggs benedict and decided to make one with mushrooms in it. In addition to the mushrooms, the benedict came with fresh steak that was made to order and a delicious red wine sauce. We headed inside to see how he made all of the fresh ingredients.
We're going to put together a little bit of steak and eggs benedict. Basically poached eggs on our house-made English muffins. A little bit of our Carmen Ranch ribeye. That's a wonderful beef product from Carmen Ranch in Walla, Oregon, out in eastern Oregon. 100% grass-fed. We've got our house-made English muffins. We have eggs from Lisa's Chickens at her house. We have our lovely farmer's market purchased mushrooms. A little bit of lion's mane, porcinis, morels. We've got it all cut up and ready to go here.
Before long, there were a ton of ingredients in the pan, all cooking away. The kitchen smelled absolutely delicious, and that garlic definitely was part of it. After all of the fresh ingredients went in, it was fun to watch the red wine being added. As you can imagine, the entire Raven and Rose kitchen smelt delicious. And that was before the steak hit the pan.
Lots of salt and pepper.
Beautiful looking piece of steak.
Yeah, cut it a little thin too because we're going to use this for a benedict.
Once that steak hit the pan, I became extremely hungry. And then the eggs went in to make the poached eggs for the Eggs Benedict. It was all coming together and I could not wait for brunch. And of course, come to find out, they home make their own English muffins. They have a whole entire bakery section in the upstairs kitchen, and that's where these delicious, fresh English muffins are made. The beautiful seared steak went on top, followed by the poached eggs, and then the red wine sauce filled with mushrooms and garlic and fresh herbs.
Wild onion flowers here.
Of course, they use every single part of whatever comes in, down to the wild onion flowers. They looked really pretty, but I could not wait to dig in and see what the runny yolk was going to taste like. Next up, we head to the bar. Hi everyone, I'm here with Zach from Raven and Rose. He's the bar manager, and today we're going to learn about a really interesting drink that he's making from scratch. And since he knows all the technical stuff about it, I'll turn it over to him. Tell us what you made.
So, in-house we made a strawberry rhubarb shrub. Shrub just being basically a syrup with vinegar. And so, for this is kind of a nostalgic thing. It reminds me of my mom, my aunt, strawberry rhubarb pie, summertime. So, to make the shrub, we go to the market, get some fresh strawberries, as well as rhubarb, chop those up, boil them in simple syrup, remove that from the heat, add a little bit of fresh herbs, so rosemary, a little bit of mint, and then fold in some apple cider vinegar, and let it sit for a little bit, mend and infuse, and then we use it in a drink called the Queen's Consent. But you can use it in just about anything if you balance it. Right?
So we're gonna see how Zach makes this from scratch. So one of the scores that Zach got from the farmer's market that day was really fresh strawberries. They were so red, so ready to be eaten, and perfect to put in the shrub. He prepared fresh herbs and added them to the mixture, and really this just seemed like a big science experiment because everything was so perfectly measured and so perfectly weighed that I can't imagine that anyone would just be able to eyeball this type of a recipe.
So with the rosemary, I feel like it's activated by heat, so I like to throw it in right away. The mint, I like to let it cool for a minute before I start throwing the leaves in there, so that you don't get that bitter edge.
As you can imagine, the kitchen was smelling pretty delicious at this point. Yum. It is so good. Then it was time to make some cocktails.
Shrub, cinnamon flute, champagne flute, and top it with the bubbly. It's one of those really beautiful cocktails. It's just super simple, but also you can't really go wrong with. This is also a fun one if you're gonna have friends over during the summer or whatever. This will keep for a good amount of time. So just getting a bottle of bubbly and having some friends over and doing it that way.
Well, it's been a delicious day here at Raven and Rose. I was truly impressed by all their fresh and local ingredients, and I can't wait to see where I pop up next. Don't forget to subscribe to Sit By Go on YouTube to see where we go in our next adventure. Hope you have a wonderful day. Cheers!